Gluten morning bread buddies, how are we doing? How has your week been? Let me know in the comments what your peak of the week has been. We're in Margate. I'm very wary that we have had so many staycations this year, and this is actually one that we're doing because I'm filming for a job. There's a cheese brand that I'm working with and it's a really lovely brief. Hold on, let me move you because you're right by the kettle. I'm making a cup of coffee. Their brief was so good. It was essentially, we want you to just have a nice weekend in Margate and then incorporate our cheese into you making something when you're there. I was like, this is the best and I love this cheese anyway. So hopefully, is that going to be live by the time that this is live? Potentially. Please go show it some love because ultimately that's what's helping me do this full time, and your support just means the world for me on all of my paid ads, and fingers crossed you like that one. So staying at a place called Fort Road Hotel. We've stayed here before actually when we've been in Margate, and there's another hotel called Margate House that we wanted to book for this time. But this is lovely, it's in a really good location, it's right by some of the restaurants that we really love here, and I'm so excited to show you guys Margate because we love it here so much. We just feel so at peace in Kent, we love it. We would have loved to have moved here eventually. We're still trying to work out where we potentially want to have our forever home. We want to build from the ground up. It's something that we've wanted to do for a really long time, and we're talking about potentially moving to Kent, maybe Folkestone, maybe Ashford, maybe Margate, and we're not sure actually, only because from a planning point of view it'd be really difficult to be building somewhere and living 2.5 hours away. Would we want to move here in a rented accommodation while we do it, or like do the whole like caravan thing? Do we just actually stay where we are in the Buckinghamshire area and continue visiting Margate and places as we do already as holidays and stuff? I don't know, we're trying to work that out, but in short, we love Margate. We love Margate so much, and there's a few places that we absolutely adore here that we're going to be going to. We're here for a couple of nights. The job we're filming tomorrow, and we just decided to tag on an extra day really. We didn't even have to do it as a staying trip. We could have come here for the day and done the filming that they needed and then gone home, but because we love it here, we just thought let's make a couple of days trip out of it. So that's why we're in Margate. We're going to do a little bit of work either here in the hotel. It's really quiet and peaceful, but you know, like when it's sometimes too peaceful and there's like little vibe, and the person that's working here is there on his laptop downstairs as well, so it could be quite awkward us just being sat there. So we might take a wander down to some of the places that we have saved and have a drink and do some laptop work down there, because then we could always like run our laptops back here before we go to dinner. What do you want to do?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Nice out there as well.
Yeah, and also like, because there's a place called Dorys that we've been to before. It's a really good place to go for like pre-dinner glass of wine and some nibbles. They do some hot stuff, but they literally just use almost like an air fryer to cook all of it. So we've got Dorys saved, which we love. There's also a place next to Dorys, Little Swifts, which is always really buzzy, and like they both have really beautiful outdoor areas. So I think what we're going to do is pack a little bag up with our laptops now, head over there and then see which is free, Little Swifts or Dorys, and have some drinks. But yeah, a couple of days in Margate, really excited to bring you guys along because like I say, we love it here so much. Oh, this is the room. Okay, so it's so funny. I don't know if I've said this already, we have booked this room before. I don't know if it's only because it's like maybe one of the only dog friendly rooms, but we've literally stayed in this room. So nice big comfy bed. We've got a good little coffee station here. They've actually got the most beautiful looking hay products here. So this is what I was just making a coffee in, but look at that colour combination. Isn't that lovely? And then this kettle here, so nice. And these mugs, what they buy? TY glass. They're lovely. I like those a lot. That's just a really lovely cup of tea or coffee mug tea. We also have some cookies here as well, freshly baked cookies. And this is good as well. They've put all of the allergen information on. So if you're allergic to anything, you know. And we've got this lovely bay area here. We've got Oishi with us on this trip as well. Looks out to the sea over there. Nice little view there. And then through here is the bathroom. Nice big shower, beautiful tiles, love how it's styled. And we've got some really nice products in here as well. And here's where it's all about us. Interesting. Really, really excited to be here. Again, we seem to have lucked out with the weather again. I don't know what it's supposed to be like tomorrow, but right now the weather is lovely, like beautiful sun. We're gonna sit outside, have a glass of wine, have some snacks, then we're gonna go on to dinner. Good colour scheme, and the hallway, look at this like accidentally Wes Anderson situ. Let me show you through to the main bit as well. Show you what I mean about it a little bit. So we have this area here, and then more tables there, and there's also a little like nook section there. But yeah, you see what I mean? A little bit. It's just very quiet. Look at this. Oh, stunning. So there's a gallery here that we've been into before, Turner Gallery. Yeah, there's a bit that goes around here, so we'll show you that in a bit because that's where we're going to be having dinner, over there. Yeah, I just love it. There's a really good classic arcade as well, just across the road from the bay here. We'll probably go there tomorrow. That's where we're going to be having dinner, over there on that little arm of the arbour. Or the arbour? The harbour. Arm of the harbour. Beautiful. Considering like this week has been pretty on and off with weather. It's been sometimes really rainy, sometimes a bit cold. I feel like summer's making its final little appearance, you know? If Oishi wants to have a little run around on the sand. Oh yeah, straight out of his bag. Come small. We settled on a place called Hoffs, which is just up from Dorys and Little Swiss. The reason we decided to come to this one is because it felt a little bit better to sit and do some work in. A little bit quieter, a little bit more cafe vibes. So I've just got myself a black coffee, danger coffee. I feel like there's potential this could keep me up, but I think we're okay. We're in like that grey area of the time of day. It's like 3:30, where I think I'll be alright. Lawrence has gone for a pint. What have you got? Flock.
Pale ale.
Oh, it smells really good.
3.8% is really light. It's like a table pale ale. It's very drinkable.
How cute is that as well? Oh, that's very drinkable. If anything, probably a little bit too drinkable. It's a little bit like insipid. These German beer hall tables I do really like, and it's a nice little view out to the sea there. It's not particularly idyllic because you're right on the road, but this is exactly what Dorys and Little Swiss is because they're just up the road anyway. But it's doing the job very well for what we need right now. Just doing a little bit of laptop time. And when I was talking to you guys about the audiobook Project Hail Mary, as I said before, we were doing it as I think I told you guys this, that we were doing this actually to listen when we were doing the Three Peaks. My dad had read the book twice before and he suggested it as the book that we listened to because I said, should we do a book club book for listening to when we do the Three Peaks? I proposed the idea and he was like, yes, why don't we do this book? So I was like, yeah, fine. I'm not really into sci-fi kind of books. I kind of like sci-fi films, but books, never really read them. He kind of caught my attention when he said that it's the author of the person that wrote The Martian with Matt Damon, and it's also, oh yeah, I did tell you guys about this because it was when we were in London at Dishoom that I told you guys about this book. We finished it now, essentially. When he also said that it's being made into a film and Ryan Gosling is going to be the main character, I was a bit like, well, okay, let's listen to that then. If I influence you on one thing, please, 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 please download this audiobook. You can either get it on Audible or Spotify Premium for free. It is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I blitzed through it after I told you guys about it. Every moment I could, I was listening to it to a point where when Lawrence was away during that weekend for the Grand Prix, I just sat in the living room with it on my chest listening to the whole book. I did a whole pile of ironing because I wanted to listen to it, and now Lawrence is listening to it, and I think he would have listened to it anyway because we're saying we'd do it part of the book club thing. But was it because I was saying how good it was that you're like, fine, okay, I will listen to it?
I think I was always going to get round to listening to it, but I was really busy over the last few weeks and I didn't want to do it when I was climbing up mountains and stuff. I just wanted like headspace and things. And now I've started listening to it, I can't stop. I was just saying to Hope just now that I just want to be back in the world. I kind of feel like this world isn't really important. That world is really important. I just want to be back. I want to know what's happening to all the people in it and stuff. So yeah, it's fantastic. What
do you think's like so good about it? Because something that Lawrence did say just now, he was like, oh, I've only ever listened to one audiobook before and it was a bit of a chore, and he was just saying now that the problem with listening to audiobooks as a whole is that you just want to be immersed in it all the time. And I said, I don't think that's audiobooks as a whole, that is this book in particular, because I listen to quite a lot of audiobooks and I have never ever felt this way about a book ever. Like, I just want to talk to everyone about it. Anyone that I meet, I want to tell them about it. So I do think that this one's a very unique beast. It's not like any other book at all. It's just brilliant.
I can't wait for the film.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
Thinking, how are they going to do that in the film? Oh, when they find that planet, how are they going to do that? Like, you know.
Do you think as well, watching the trailer, you're now a bit like, oh, okay, I feel like, because when I watched the trailer, I was like, I think they're going to do this really well.
Oh, they will do it really well, because The Martian was so successful that this one will be as successful, if not more. I've never been a book reader really, and people always go, oh, that's not how that's not how it is in the book. And I watched the trailer and I was like, hang on, he doesn't do that. Why has he got long hair? He should have half a beard. Give too much away, but I'm becoming that guy, and I don't want to be that guy.
No, be that guy, it's quite good. I'm personally an audiobook person where I like to watch a film first. I've always been that way. I remember when I read The Hunger Games, and it was the first time that I ever really read a series of books that I was really hooked on. I was never really a big Harry Potter person, especially with the films. As soon as it gets to like the 4th film with Harry Potter, I don't like how dark they get. It makes me feel really like suppressed and like I don't really like it. I like the first like 3 to 4 Harry Potter films, but after that I wasn't really that interested. And also I just can't stand the acting of Daniel Radcliffe in Harry Potter. I just think that he's really bad. So I've never been a Harry Potter person, but Hunger Games was the first book series that I read. But I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. When they made it into a film, I was really disappointed with some of the things that they decided to do, because I've always been a film first person. I like reading, but films, my dad's really into films. I've always just really loved watching them. I studied film studies for A-levels. I love it so much, and I wanted to actually be a film makeup artist, because I'm going off on a tangent here, but I'm a trained makeup artist in film and theatre makeup as well. And one of my dreams, like 10 years ago, before I realised that it's so hard to get into, was to be a makeup artist on Doctor Who. I love that kind of stuff, and films and movies and TV. So for me, I actually prefer to watch the film first, and then it can like give me an idea of what things look like in the book when I'm reading it. I think I'm a really creative person, but only when I'm shown things. I'm really good at copying things. That's always been the case for me. When I studied art, I could replicate things like that, but I needed to be inspired by something, or even just straight up copy something like for like with my own kind of twist on it. So for me, I like watching a film first. I'm so excited when the film comes out. If anyone from MGM Amazon Studios is watching this, unlikely, but if they are, and you want to invite me to the premiere, my god, I'd lose my mind. I actually might see if I can dig around and find a contact email to do that, because it would be the best thing. Anyway, listen to it. I really urge you. It's so good. We've come to Dorys, which is literally just up the road from Hoffs. So we've been here before. This place is really nice. Like I say, really good for just like small plates before you have dinner, which is exactly what we're doing. This is the vibe inside. Really lovely counter seating. We have the food being done here, and then up there is the menu as well. And it's just, yeah, really lovely. Look at this lovely view. They're here for you. Saw them coming. Oh, the sweet corn paprika butter sounds interesting. And we have torched mackerel, cucumber. Yum. Anything speaking to you on the menu?
Pickles, prawns, roe.
Can I have a glass of wine? Great, look at this. Happy? Nice. This is our little spread here. We have the sweet corn paprika butter. This is delicious. So cod's roe, egg, tomatoes, really simple, but isn't that great?
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. They haven't whipped it so much. You can still sort of see the eggs.
And feel the texture of them as well.
Yeah, it's normally so whipped that it's just really smooth. And this is not.
Salty and smoky, and that's why I like it. Then we have some prawns, which are just simple, delicious, nice ingredients, and some pickles there. Oh yeah, and also predictable, but a glass of skin contact wine. Really, really nice spot. You just want to sit here, watch the sunset, do a little bit of people watching. Great. Right, here's Sargasso. The only thing about this place is this is their toilet situation. Literally some Portaloos there, but it is such a nice spot. Oh, she is back. So nice. I said this before on, I think it was on TikTok, but if you're ever unsure about wine and they do it by the glass, always ask for a taster. I do this all the time, especially even when there's drinks that I know that I'm gonna like. So I really like pet nat, orange wine, white wine. I love wine, but I know what I'm gonna like. But there are some times where I see two things on the menu and I go, which out of those would I prefer? And I'll always just ask, can I have a little tasting? I've never come across any place that goes, no, you can't do that. If they do it by the glass, they're going to give you a tasting of it. So we've got a tasting of the pet nat, which is £11 a glass. A really lovely like start to a meal, almost like having a glass of Prosecco in a way. And they've given really healthy measures of the tasters as well. Like really, yeah, I'll just have 2 of these. This is £12 a glass. You can see it's unfiltered, really delicious. It's got a very nice kind of like savoury edge to it. I actually want to do a couple of TikToks TikToks where I explain orange wine a little bit more because I love it so much. I've been to so many, well, we've been to so many tastings, vineyards, and I feel like we really understand it and know it, and I know it's quite a new thing to a lot of people, and supermarkets are starting to get behind it. So let me know if you'd want to see a little bit of a piece on what is orange wine, and maybe even taste testing some of the supermarket available ones to see if they're on par with your £12 a glass kind of ones that you get at the wine shops in London. By the way, my blood tests with my Roccatane are all coming back like fine with my liver test, so I'm being a little bit more relaxed with my drinking now. I don't drink a lot still, but when I come to a place like this, I'm having a couple of glasses.
So I think we'll do the panisse on your recommendation and the salami.
That is really nice.
Yeah. And then all 4 of these, I think that'll do us.
We have our first bits here. So this is the panisse, is that how you say it? Panisse with black olive tapenade, £8. And then we've got some salami for £10 for that.
It's just really good salami, I'd imagine.
Lawrence really likes salami, so that's for him. Oh, this, by the way, this was absolutely gorgeous, like super light, and then a nice salty tapenade with a little bit of like rosemary on top, not rosemary, thyme on top. Beautiful, really beautiful. Salami, I don't think you need to be buying that for £10 personally, but I do get that it's a really beautiful, simple ingredient done well. And then this, we saw this on the pass and we had to get this. This is the squid sandwich for £14. I'm so excited for this. This is the sole with andouille. Just look at that. Really simple as well. We were saying, like, should there maybe be a bed of samphire here? But I do love the fact that they've just been bold, put on one thing there. That is, so this is the slip sole with andouille, £23 for that.
I worry about andouille being so powerful as a flavour and the sole being so subtle.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I've gone for a glass of the orange wine. That is unfiltered. Look at that.
It looks like peach juice.
It does look like peach juice. This is the mackerel, which I'm really surprised about. I was not expecting it to come out like that. Really big mackerel. That is, yeah, the flamed mackerel with gremolata, which is kind of like a salsa verde, Lawrence was just saying. I didn't know what it was. And that's £21. And they've also given us a little taster of their tomato salad and their chickpea and spinach there, which would have been £9 and £11. Maybe they overheard me going like, oh, I feel like we should have had some sides with this. Oh, whoa, yeah. It smells great. A real, like, almost like ras al hanout flavour to that. Yep. Okay, this is our final dish here. Pork fennel sausage with pape al pomodoro, £24. It's like a tomato peppery sauce on the bottom, I think. It's great. Gluten morning, guys. I love it here so much. We have just done a lovely little swim at the tidal pool. This is it here. It's really hard to make out because the tide's coming in. So you can see people are like walking on the water there. That's because there's the wall that goes round and the tidal pool is in there. So if you come here, you kind of need to time it between low tide and high tide. It's 9 AM-ish now, and so we were in there at 9 AM and the walls were still exposed, and low tide was at 5 AM and high tide is at midday. So if you come pretty much smack in the middle, the walls will still be exposed. You can still go in there when it's high tide, but it just means that the walls are covered and you have to walk over the walls to get into the pool and stuff. And I quite like it that you can go in, because also I think the temperature of the pool is better because it's contained within the walls, so potentially better going like in between high tide and low tide rather than high tide. But yeah, what is it about going for a good sea swim? It is so good, and I just love it here so much. I love the vibe. Everyone's here just taking a dip. Apparently there's a group of women called the Margate Mermaids, this old group of ladies who come down here and do a swim every morning. It's just full of people walking their dogs, sitting there with their kids, maybe having a little bit of like breakfast. There's a little coffee cart as well, so it's just grabbing me a coffee. And also here, that's the community sauna. Every time we've come here, it's never been open. So it's run by community, so it is a little bit temperamental. It's opened whenever someone feels like it. We've never been here and it be open, which is a real shame, because I was desperate this morning to be able to have a sauna, then go into the sea. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful morning. I filmed the ad already, so we've had a nice little bit of breakfast. This is the sandwich leftover of it. Really, really good cheese. I've said it before about smoked cheese, but that one, if you're looking for a good, especially like the slices, that's what I was using for this sandwich recipe. The slices are really good for a sandwich. I actually think that and a toasty would be really good. I've got some left over, so I think I'm going to do a nice little leftover toasty with something else. What else? Smoked cheese and something. I have a little bit of a think. But yeah, really recommend it as a cheese. If you're a smoked cheese lover and you want to have like a nice, it's got a really nice creamy texture to it as well actually. You know, sometimes when cheddar can be, especially when it's mature, can be a little bit like crumbly and chalky. That actually almost adds like having butter in a sandwich. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what it's like. Really beautiful morning. I thought today was going to be really overcast, but it turns out that it's like been a really lovely morning. So we're just going to sit here, have a coffee. Don't know what else we've got planned today. We're going to go for lunch. We've got dinner booked at an amazing place called Sete, and I think we're just going to have a little wander around Margate, go to some of the shops. Oishi's back at the hotel, so we'll go get him, have a shower. Oh, and last night, really, really good. Sargasso, second time being there, so delicious. Really beautiful, simple ingredients, done really well. I do think a few dishes lacked in a little bit of acidity and seasoning, but I do have quite like a salty palate, so that could just be me. But Lawrence did also agree with me, and he doesn't have a super salty palate. Still really good. Service was amazing, and just a lovely vibe. Really, really nice. So I really recommend Sargasso still. Really recommend Dorys still. And I'm glad as well that two places that we went to 2 years ago that we really love are still there, top of the list. Glorious morning. It just sets up the day, doesn't it? It's so nice. We're freshened up and we're just having a little wander around Margate now. We've got lunch reservations at 2:15, is it?
Yeah.
It's 12 o'clock now, so we've got a nice amount of time to just have a mooch around. There's this shop here that we've been to before. It's like full of loads of Japanese vintage antiques and stuff. Paraphernalia, and look at all these amazing Japanese vintage bits here, so nice. We just bumped into a lovely person here, if you're watching, Alice. Just really lovely to be able to like bump into you guys and have a nice little chat about what you're doing and how you came across my account and stuff. So if you ever see me and you're wondering if you want to say hello, please do, because it was so lovely. And Alice, it was lovely to meet you. This is where we're having lunch in a couple of hours. May see if we can find somewhere to have a coffee or a drink. Oh, we've been here before. This is the Crab Museum, which is oddly a lot of fun. There's like a lot of really good illustrations on the walls and stuff. Do you have any notes about when we went to the Crab Museum last time?
Yeah, I mean, it takes about 10 minutes to get around, but it's quite fun.
It is quite fun. They've just like done it really well with all the little illustrations. Was it free? I think it was. If it wasn't very expensive, but yeah, it was a very random but fun thing that we did. I liken it to when we did the black pudding.
Yeah.
Thing. It's very similar to the black pudding thing we did in Ireland. Hopefully we'll have a table like this outside. We've come to Dai, which is a little taco place, literally just up the road from Sargasso. This is a really cute spot. Again, I think this is like really similar to like Dorys in that if you want somewhere to have a drink and a couple of snacks and light lunch, you've got 3 food bits on the menu: tortilla chips and dip, £6.50, a quesadilla for £8, or fish taco for £11. So I thought we'd just come here, have a drink, and they only have like margaritas and Coronas. We're going to do a michelada, which we've had a few times before. It's so good. Spicy tomato juice with some Corona beer. Like, love this. If you're ever after a drink to have the morning after the night before, this, brilliant. And then we've also gone for this fish taco. Maybe a little bit pricey.
It's good fish though.
Good fish though. We have gone for, this is the salt cod, which is £6. Oh, we're at this place here, if I didn't say already. This is where we're having lunch. Bottega Caruso.
Bottega Caruso.
Bottega Caruso. And then these here are the anchovies marinated in chilli and garlic for £5.50. I think the prices here are really good. We've also ordered the tuna, which I'm really happy about. Lawrence doesn't really like canned tuna, so I'm glad that he's on board with that. £13.50. Marinated trouts with fried courgettes. I'm hoping they're going to be like the Stanley Tucci kind of fried courgettes for £13.75. And then we've done the nduja. Oh, here we are.
Trout.
Wow.
Here for you. Tuna salad.
Can you can your own tuna? How does that work?
Yes, we do.
This tuna dish, absolutely delicious. These ones are super simple, really tasty. Thoughts from a tinned tuna hater?
It doesn't really taste like tin tuna. When you open tin tuna, there's a horrible, like...
Fishiness.
Not even fishiness, just sort of like it smells like cat food or something. This is just delicious. There's like a meaty, subtle flavour to it. very well balanced.
It does make me think about, yeah, maybe you should try out some more expensive tin tuna to see if you can get the same thing. Because they've made this here, so is that just the thing? That in order to have the kind of tuna that you like, it needs to be home tinned, which is never going to happen in our house. There are some brands, like what's the brand that begins with an O? Like Oritz?
Oritz, yeah.
Like maybe their tuna?
Ortiz.
Ortiz, is that it? Maybe Ortiz would be a good one. Really beautiful. It's so different to the kind of food that we would typically crave, I guess, like Italian, but yeah. This is lovely. This is the ragu pasta, which is £21. Look at that!
It smells amazing.
It smells so good. It's just like proper, classic, simple Italian food. Really loving it here. Really recommend. It's good. Right, we've been back to the hotel, had a little bit of a freshen up. Lawrence had a nap, and we've now come to the Last Light, which is a pub, a little bit like on the other side-ish of Margate. Is the other side? I mean, it's just a different area. We're going for dinner at Sete, where we've been before, and it's just one of the best things. If you were with me on Wilderness Festival, there was a wine bar that we went to for the breakfast wine tasting thing that we did, and that was run by the person that owns Sete. Going there for dinner, and we've come here for a few drinks beforehand. There's a few games that we love as a couple. Patchwork is one, I've talked to you guys about that before. The other few are Sky Joe and Quirkle Rummy. Anna Newton always bangs on about Splender Duel, so I decided to get it, see what it's like. We're giving it a go now. This is the setup. It's quite an intense one, more than it's not actually more space needed than our Patchwork one, but this is what we're dealing with. Currently it's a little bit complicated. We're trying to work it out. Lawrence isn't having a good time about it.
I don't understand it yet. We'll see.
A lot of things that we're like, what's that? There's a bit in the instructions and it says reminders, this is what your gold token does. And I'm like, but you haven't even told us about what the gold token does to remind us. We're both getting a little bit agitated and trying to work out how to play this game. So I'll let you know if we work it out. We have about 15 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes to make a dent in this. And I do worry if we don't give it a real go right now, it's going to go into the box and we're never going to give it a go again. So
we'll understand it, we just need to play it and we're not going to finish it now.
Yeah, I think the first hurdle of like the setup and stuff's done, and I kind of understand the objective of it, so I feel like we will get it out again and play it again. This is the pub here as well. A little bit like community centre. A little bit community. I quite like it as a vibe, but I do feel like the issue with a lot of places in hospitality is that people are on their feet the whole time and they get really hot. So places can be really cold, like temperature-wise. I feel like a pub needs to be cosier, warmer, and it's a bit cold in here. They've got like ceiling fans on and stuff like that.
Cool vibe.
There is a cool vibe. It was an old bank, so it's quite cool. I'm not against it at all, but I just feel like it could be better. That's all, you know. Back home. Last night's dinner was so good. Sete is just such a brilliant restaurant in Margate. There are a few other places that we really love there that we didn't get a chance to go to. There's a cafe called Forts that does incredible focaccia sandwiches, and we were going to go there this morning for breakfast, but we just kind of decided that let's just get on the road, let's just get home. I feel like sometimes we drag out things when it's not necessarily needed. Like, we've been there before and we know what it's like, and I'd rather just kind of be back home. And we have leftovers from dinner last night, so I can just make new meals with that. Really recommend Forts. There's also a restaurant called Angela's, which is a really lovely seafood restaurant too. Really good for like lunch. It's very small. It doesn't have many covers in it. Sometimes it can feel like it's lacking in vibe, especially if it's not peak season and it's not full, but it's still a really lovely restaurant with really beautiful dishes that they put on. Those were our top hitters, really. We went back for a swim as well this morning, and again, the sauna wasn't open. When we were leaving the other day, the guy who was running it from the community, he was opening it, he was there, so oh great, cool, how long will it take? And he says, oh, it takes about half an hour to heat up. So we didn't have enough time to hang around that morning. We said, will you be here tomorrow? And he said, yeah, he'll be here at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Was he there? He was not. Every time we've been, which is 4 or 5 times now, it's not been open. So it's almost like 100% unsuccess rate with that sauna. I feel like they say that they're going to open at 9, and on weekends especially, because it's community run, it's just maybe not always going to happen. You can't be mad about it because it's community run. But I feel like if you're going to go there, maybe try a little bit later on. We wanted to get there early because we thought if we get there early, then we'll definitely be able to be like one of the first people into the sauna and then not be a queue for people waiting for it. But then there's the risk of you turning up and it's not ready. One of these days we'll go to the community sauna. If you've been to it and it's good, let me know, because we did look into it and it does look really, really cool. But anyway, loved it. Such a good weekend away. Highly recommend Margate. It's just such a lovely vibe. I feel like it's the right level of gentrified elements to it. There's still the really classic arcade bits that you get in seaside towns, but then you get all the beautiful restaurants like Sete and Sargasso. I wanted to show you some bits before I sign off that I picked up whilst we were there as well. So there was this lovely little market stand. Can't remember the exact location. I'll put it down below because I know where it is, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. And there was this woman selling all of her homemade linen-y, cottony tops and trousers, all elasticated waisted. They were more patterned items, and this was the only block colour thing. And I'm just not really a pattern-y person. Lawrence has said to me before, oh, would you ever wear leopard print? Is that the kind of thing that you'd ever want? I think maybe fishing to see if he could get me something for a Christmas present or something like that, because I have mentioned to him before brands like Ganni, and I know that Ganni has a lot of leopard print. I just don't really gel well with patterns. I prefer just kind of like block colours and they can go with everything. And this was like the only thing that was in a block colour, but there were these really great, long-ish shorts. So they come down just above where my bread and butter tattoos are, and they're so comfy and they're such a beautiful colour. They have pockets in them and she makes them all herself. I think these were £45 for those. A really simple design, but homemade, sustainable, with recycled fabrics that she gets them in. So I was so happy to get those. So I've been after a pair of shorts pretty much just like those, because I kind of want them to be A-line-y. Oh yeah, there was this other vintage shop right by Sargasso and Dives. I picked up a couple of bits of there, and also Lawrence did too. Lawrence got this for £15. This t-shirt here with like a print on the back. I got from that stand these drawstring waist white trousers. I tried them on and Lawrence was like, they look like chef's trousers. And I was like, you say that like that's a bad thing. And they were £38. Hold on, let me try these things on because I feel like this looks better on. Hold on. So these are the blue shorts here. I love them. They're kind of unflattering on purpose, unflattering. But I just think they're such a lovely shape. And with like a white tee, I actually wore them with this burnt red t-shirt that you've probably seen me wear loads of times before with it, and the contrast in that colour was really good. But yeah, I love them. Such a good fit, very comfortable, and good for like an in-between summer to autumn kind of outfit, that with like a jumper or even with this like knit tee that I've got on. Those are the blue shorts. And then these are the white trousers. I think they're very like COS-like, you know, and I think for £38, again, they're not like super flattering, but I think that's kind of the point. I love them. Super, super comfy, and I love a trouser like this, like a drawstring, and just like comfy, relaxed fit like this. That same vintage stand on that arm of the harbour by Sargasso, I got a vintage workwear jacket. This was £30. Lawrence does have one like this, so it did feel a tiny bit, not like a waste to get it, because I'm always borrowing his jackets and sometimes it is nice to have my own ones, and it is a lighter material than his one, and it does fit me better on the shoulders. Kind of similar to one that he has, but more for me, and that's the jacket there. I love this so much, even just like this look here. I'm so happy with that. Very minimal, very chic, it's a very COS outfit, isn't it? So yeah, very happy with that. And then the last thing that I got, you can see there's a theme with things I'm adding to my wardrobe. But these shorts here, which again, very similar to the other ones. The only annoying thing with these is they are quite expensive. They're like £98. They were made by this woman in her own shop, and again, with sustainable fabrics and supporting small business, female run, so very happy about that. But Lawrence is a fashion designer, well, he was a fashion designer, so he knows how things should be made, and he didn't want to say in the shop because the woman was right there. And I was happy with them, and I still would have bought them even if he had said this, but he did say there's a few finishing touches that he doesn't think warrants the price point, and they don't have pockets. They have pockets on the back, but they're quite low. But he did say for the price point, there should be some more features to it, like having a drawstring on the waist and having pockets here, which I totally get, but I was very happy with them. I love the colour of them and the pattern of them. Like I said, I'm not a very pattern person, but this kind of subtle pattern I think really works. And that was from this shop here, Opal, which was right down the road from Fort Road Hotel. I love them. I am finding myself wanting to put my hands in my pockets, and I can't do that. Those were the few little clothing bits that I got. I was very happy with. And then the only food bits actually that I got, there was one food bit. So Dive had their own chili oil, crispy chili oil. And I asked, and they sold it there. And I think it was like £13 a jar. And I asked them if I could try a little bit before I decided to buy it, because I love chili oil so much. You guys probably know that. But the Lao Gan Ma one that I usually am obsessed with, I don't know what's happened, if they've changed the recipe or if they must have, because for me, it used to taste so much more umami. I feel like there used to be more MSG and salt in it, and they've reduced that. But also the pieces of cinnamon sticks in it are so hard and not ground down enough. They're really chunky. So it's just not a nice mouthfeel anymore, which I'm gutted about because we all know how much I love my Lao Gan Ma. So I've been trying to find other ones I really love. One that I do really love is the Dudus Thai one, which is this one. So I've been loving this one here, and this one is a really beautiful Thai taste to it, sort of like galangalao, lemongrass, a really different take on your usual crispy chili oil. So I've been loving that one. And then I tried this one, and oh my God, this one is so good. There's a sweetness to this one that I've never had in a crispy chili oil before. So it's got like shallots, dried chilies, fried corn kernels, and whole cane sugar, mushroom powder, MSG, pepper, allspice. This is their chili oil here. It's incredible. I've been having it over my eggs already. So these two are currently in the top place for my favourite chili oils right now. I was taking Oishi for a wee when we were at lunch yesterday. When I was walking back, so Lawrence just like stayed at the restaurant, I took him for it. Like, he was just getting restless, and I just knew it's because he really needed to go for a wee. I was like, I'm just going to take him up to Little Green up there, take him for a wee, come back. And then when I was walking back, there was a antique shop. There was a box outside full of like wires, and then there was this tray in it. This tray here, and I've been after a kind of metal tray like this for a really long time. The guy saw me coming 100%, because I went over and I picked up, I was like holding Oishi just after taking him for a wee. I went over to this like box that was just outside. It was a full of junk box. This should have been £3, because like, oh, like a tenner for that. I was like, yeah, whatever, like, fine, let's do a tenner, it's fine. And I am really happy with it. I think this, with like drinks on, snacks on, canapes, love this so much. I have been after silver kind of serving trays like this. So I picked that up for a tenner, and I went back to the restaurant with Oishi in hand and this silver tray, and I was just like, what's just happened? How have you just come back with that? That is so random. Some really nice little things, more fashiony bits rather than food bits, secured on this trip. Margate, another beautiful stay. If there's anywhere that you love in Margate, let us know in the comments, because even like, I'm always going back to Margate, we're always going back, we love it there so much. But also, if anyone else is watching this and they want to have other recommendations, it's so good for us to continue our like community that we've got here and help each other out rather than just suggesting to myself. So if you have any recommendations for Margate for either myself or other people watching this, let us know in the comments below, because always looking for amazing new places. Oh, Daisy. Daisy was another place that we were going to go for cocktails, but I am an early bird girl, and I was just like, nope, I'm tired on both nights, wanted to get to bed. But Daisy is another place that we've been to that, yeah, really lovely cocktail bar. And there's one next to that as well that we've been to before. I'll put that below if I can find it. Thank you so much for watching another vlog. Hopefully you liked this little one. Little 24 hours, 48 hours-ish in Margate. We'll see you on the next one. Have a beautiful week. We'll see you then. Bye.